Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I thought I would do the first collage in my new collage journal, and I'm going to do it on the portrait side because this one is portrait, that side is for landscape collages. So I'm going to be doing the first page on the portrait side today. So what I've done is I've gone through my paper collection and I've pulled out quite a few different pieces of paper and different textures. This is an old file folder. That's just a piece of craft cardstock, similar sort of stuff that I use in the packaging for my stencils and other bits. One of the sheets from the retro collage collection of paper pads, which are still available on the website if you're interested. Shameless plug, not shameless at all. A sheet from the page breakers. Again, same thing, page breakers, paper pads, still available on the website. What else? Oh, a sheet from an old gazetteer, and a piece from an old newspaper dated back to 1895. There we go. And some red cardstock. Now, the only reason I chose that red cardstock was because I thought it went really nicely with the green from the file folder, with it being kind of like a muted kind of heritage kind of colour, if you know what I mean. So dark green, the dark red against the black with that craft colour, I think works really nicely as a palette. And I'm going to throw in a pop of colour with that blue at the top, and then obviously some typography with the strips of book text. That's the plan. So I'm going to use the black sheet as my frame piece, and that's what I'm going to build the collage on, and then I'm going to stick it down into the journal once it's done. So the idea was to create a kind of torn layer going up the page. So I thought we would start off with the brown layer. So it's 28 centimeters, so it's just over 10 inches high. 28, so 10 inches, yeah, just about 10, 11 inches kind of high. So, and I want some of the black, some of the blue, some of the green, obviously both of the two strips, the craft and the red. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I want to equally kind of fit in that expanse. It doesn't have to be exactly equal, but as long as it's there just about. So 28 divided by, what did we say? Was it 6 or 7? I've forgotten now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So 28 divided by 7 is just over 3, isn't it? So 28 divided by 7 is 4 inches. Of course, 4 inches. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking for, around about 4 inches in height. So let me grab my paper trimmer. I'm not going to cut. I just want to use this as a kind of guide-ish. So I'll use that at the bottom. So about 4 inches. That looks like it's really, really big. I don't know. So if I just put a mark about there, and then I can start to tear. So layer number 1, and then I need to do it so that it fits that way. And I know for a fact I should have left that open. That wants to be, let me say, about 19 centimeters. Yeah, It's a bit too big. I want a bit of a frame. So let's just take off half a centimetre and see how we go with that. So thank you to everybody who sent well wishes for when I had the cold. Still not over it completely yet, but I can now taste things which I couldn't before. I couldn't taste stuff. So yeah, we're definitely getting there. We are getting there. Right, so we said at 18.5-ish, didn't we? I think probably the easiest way to do this is going to work from the top down because of the way that I'm layering. So, and then we said about 4 inches, didn't we? Oh, it'd be easier if I just had a piece of paper, wouldn't it? About 4 inches. About there. So we want about there, like so. That at the bottom, the rest are going to kind of layer up. Actually, that could have been a straight piece. It could have been a straight piece. But there we go. Right, so I'm going to use, that's not 4 inches wide. So we tuck that under there, but I will do need to cut it at the same kind of width though. So let's just cut that. Should we keep the date in? We like the date. We'll keep the date in. No, I can't keep the date in because I'm going to rip the top off, aren't I? Just ignore me. Half the time I don't know what I'm talking about. It's half the time he says. Most of the time he doesn't know what he's talking about. Alright, so I might just bring that down a little bit. Alright, so let's rip that. Yeah, so we're not going to use the date at all, are we? So let's tuck that under like that. Alright, and the next colour I think we'll have the red. So again, let's just cut that the right width first of all. And then let's just take that 4, cut that, and then rip it. Okay, so let's tuck that behind there. And then where's that green? Let's cut that. Let's flip that over there, just trim that bit there. Now turn that around that way and then cut it there. Now bring the green in. Yeah, I think we are going to have to just adjust that at the bottom. So let's move that down a bit to get that in. Right, let's cut that other piece. So about there. And then we can tear that like so. And that can get tucked into there, that into there, and then we'll retrim that at the bottom. So it's about there. Just tear that with my fingernail just so I can see where I'm going. Because that's the bottom piece, I will trim it straight. Alright, so I think we're just about where we want to be. Alright, so that's the order. Glue sticks. glue sticks. So I'm going to stick. I'm not going to go mad with the glue. Not at all. So I'll stick that. So we've got a bit of a black border at the top. And the next one, see, I've got to be really careful about how we put these down now. So I need to make sure that I've got the right sort of gap between. Alright. So we'll see about there. So I'm going to have to keep auditioning them just to make sure that I'm not going out of whack, if you like. Alright, so the next one, flip that. Ew. And then just flip that. Okay, so we've now got those. Just adjust those. Now, before we go any further, I've got the chappie here, so I need to cut him out. So what I'll do is I will just quickly whip round in with a pair of scissors, and I'll join with you when I've just snipped him out. Alright, so we'll keep those pieces to one side. So now, I got my thumb stuck. Now I want to start to feed him into about there. So yeah, let's put him, I think probably he's going to be better off on that bottom layer, isn't he? Yeah, I think so. So he'll go into that bottom layer, so that's all right. So we can carry on gluing the red. Perhaps I shouldn't press down so hard with the glue stick. About there. Oh, went off on a bit of a tangent there, didn't we? That's the royal we, by the way. That's more like it. And then about there. And then down there at the bottom. Okay, so one of the things I find fun about collages is the fact that you don't have to make sure that they're all stuck down perfectly. You can leave a bit of that texture sticking up. Alright, I like that so far. Right, let's get our chappie now then. Do I need to cut his arm out? That hole in the arm? Yeah, I think I will. I'll go and do that, I'll be right back. Sorry, my scalpel was on the other desk. So let's put him there. So we're losing his feet. Actually, I think we'll need to lose that bit just between his legs, just to kind of complete the illusion. There we go, that's better. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Bentley's just gone back from the vet, having his checkup after his operation on his teeth. I'll just go see how he's doing. Alright, so he seems to be alright. There we go. Now I think actually we could do with just maybe something down here. And I think what I might do is, have I got any more of that green file paper left? Yes, just another thin strip just down at the bottom there, just to kind of finish it off. So let me cut that down. So is it 18.5 centimeters? That'll do. There we go. Grab that. All right, so now let's bring in some other bits. I've got some circles, punched circles, that I've cut out, punched out from some of the other material. There we go. I think what we'll do is we'll just start. This is from some Tim Holtz paper, and one with all different kind of bits on it, and I've just punched out a few from each one, just because I thought that it would make a nice kind of contrast, if you like, between the others. So let's turn some of those circles so that they're, yeah, like that. Like it. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to make up a particular scene. You can just stick down and create whatever tickles your fancy, if you pardon the expression. Our friend Amanda says, whatever blows your hair back, which I think is a great phrase. So that one there. Tickles your fancy, floats your boat, blows your hair back, all means the same kind of thing. Do what makes you happy, because you've only got yourself to please. Nobody else. I love that, the way it kind of like breaks out between the colours. Like that. I think what it could do with is maybe just a smaller circle. Let's see if I've got one to hand. 3/4 of a inch. How about that? 3/4 of a inch. And let's have a couple of smallies There we go. I'll just carry on using that piece as scratch paper. Maybe switch to a smaller glue stick. Ooh, not much left on that one. And then we can get some of them breaking out of the others. I'm just checking to make sure there's no profanities or offensive words before I stick them down, because you know that has happened before without realizing it. Okay. So at this point, if you've got kind of like any washi tape, I've got a little bit here. Now's the time you can kind of employ that kind of thing. But you know what? I don't think it needs it. No. I'm going to resist temptation, and I'm actually going to leave it there. I'm actually going to say, no, enough's enough. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm lying to you. Where's that small circle again? Let's add some of these colours back in. So we'll have 3 of those. Odd numbers are always better than even. Just like when you're planting flowers and plants in the garden, odd numbers are always better than even. I love the way it just kind of breaks out. That colour just kind of breaks away from the rest. Just kind of almost creates like a little bit more of a transition. I like it a lot. I think I'm going to leave it there. All right, so let's bring in my journal again. So we'll need big glue stick, all the way. I mean, if you really wanted to make sure that it isn't going to go anywhere, put it down with double-sided tape or something like that. But I'm going to resist the temptation with this to add any kind of hand doodling or splashes or anything like that. Hopefully that will stick. Just needs to be held down. There we go. So that is my first page in my new collage journal. All I have to remember to do, if I can find a pen, there we go, is to just sign and date it. So I shall put my little signature reserve, and then it's the 10th of July 2024. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me put this little collage together today. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.